Divorce is a miserable experience for many reasons. Certainly, finances are near the top of the list. I'm Jack Otter, editor of Barron's.com. I'm here with Michelle Smith, who is CEO of Source Financial Advisors. Dealing with divorce issues is one of your primary things that you do at the office every day. I don't know how you get through it, but you're going to offer us 3 key points that anyone who's on the cusp of this experience needs to think about. What's the first one?
Not to panic, especially if you're the spouse that was not in control of the investments or the bigger, more global financial affairs. Not to panic. If you were, during your marriage, you only had one hand on the steering wheel. In divorce, you're expected to now have 2 hands on the financial steering wheel. It really comes down to understanding where your assets are. So if there is a joint financial advisor, get the brokerage account statements, get the pension statements, get the most recent balance sheet or performance report. Look at your tax return. Look on Schedule B. That'll list what pays dividends and interest. You'll know where your bank accounts are. So getting the financial information and getting your financial facts will calm you down by thinking, oh my gosh, money must be hidden because I haven't been watching all these years.
And you said people seem to always think money is hidden, and often it's not the case.
Yeah, more often than not, nobody hid any money. It's just if you never followed it or had conversations about it, your first, and very often things are titled in one person's name. That may be on purpose, that may not be. That's often one of the first early things that if a woman finds out that she wasn't on a joint account, she automatically thinks, that means I'm not going to get any money. Not true necessarily. Title doesn't always matter. It's just collecting the information, calming down, and starting to get educated on where the money and the assets and the liabilities are.
And what's interesting about that is, of course, it's really good advice for anybody, regardless of the marital situation. Among other things, your spouse could get hit by a bus tomorrow, and if you don't know any of the answers to those questions, that's tough.
Absolutely. I mean, this is applicable for life, right? If one person is in control of all the information in a divorce, it's going to make the panic and the acrimony ratchet up unnecessarily. And during a crisis of death, where you're now mourning and you know nothing about the money, you're putting your spouse in an awful position to have to initiation by fire into the finances. So it's actually in a couple's best interest for both people to have transparency with dollar signs.
So number 1 is know where the money is. Number 2.
Understand your cost of living, right? The word budget sounds like diet, and budgets fail for that reason, but understand what life costs you. One of the things that women are notoriously nervous about is that they're going to become bag ladies, and if they have no more income, especially when they got divorced, if they gave up their income earning stream, they're petrified they're going to run out of money. So understanding what life costs you by looking back over the past 12 months at your credit card bills, the checking account, understanding your utilities, what's your mortgage payment, tabulating what life costs you. So then, when you're talking settlement with your divorce attorney, you're going to have assets that produce investment income, probably spousal and child support, and as a package, that will cover your needs.
And needs is important to distinguish between needs and wants, right?
Yeah, it is important to understand. The word need can be loaded, right? There's reasonable needs, there's unreasonable needs, and there are wish lists items. In a divorce, you can't put into your budget request things that you never spent money on. So it's a really good time to just take a step back and say, what do I really need to live?
And the third thing for someone in this situation to think about is a source of income for the rest of her life.
Yeah, I mean, a divorce settlement for a woman in her 40s or 50s is the earliest retirement plan you're ever going to receive. And our industry does a whole lot around distribution planning at retirement age. If you're 20 years before typical retirement age, we better start talking about investing for and planning for a way lower sustainable rate of withdrawal over the years, whereas a 4% rule for your money to last 30 years may be fine in your 60s. If you're 45 and you do not earn an income and this settlement is it, that is a retirement plan handed to you at age 45 that you now probably have to manage for 50 to 60 years.
And so what sort of a percentage might be a rule of thumb here?
Well, again, if you're under 50, it's not out of line to look and say you may only be able to sustainably withdraw 2.5%.
So that math is pretty ugly. $1 million is going to give you $25,000 of income. So that settlement better be pretty big.
And spousal and child support as a package help that.
Thanks very much, Michelle.
Thank you.